Don't pause, don't question the instructions that are being given, because this is a serious storm and it could potentially have fatal consequences if people haven't acted quickly. The good news is that the governors and local officials, I think, have had a few days of preparation. There's been extraordinarily close coordination between state, federal, and local governments, and so we're confident that the assets are pre-positioned for an effective response in the aftermath of the storm. But keep in mind that for folks who are not following instructions, if you are not evacuating when you've been asked to evacuate, you're putting first responders at danger. We're going to have search and rescue teams in...
They probably want to lock us up.
Multiple states all at the same time. And although we've got Coast Guard and the Department of Defense all positioned, if the public's not following instructions...
Put us in FEMA camps?
For people, and it means that we could have fatalities that could have been avoided. Transportation is going to be tied up for a long time, and probably the most significant impact for a lot of people, in addition to flooding, is going to be getting power back on. We anticipate that there's going to be
I bet the election's canceled over all this.
And
so this idiot can reign another 4 years.
Are working very closely with their various state officials and local officials to make sure that they are bringing in as many assets as possible and getting those ready in preparation for the storm. The fact is that a lot of these emergency crews are not going to be able to get into position to start restoring power until some of these winds have died down. And because of the nature of the storm, that may take several days. So the public should anticipate that there's going to be a lot of power outages, and it may take time for that power to get back on. The same is true with transportation. There's going to be a lot of backlogs. And even after the storm has cleared, it's going to take a considerable amount of time for airlines, subways, trains, and so forth, potentially to get back on schedule, depending on the amount of damage that has occurred. Let me summarize just by saying that I'm extraordinarily grateful for the cooperation of our state and local officials. The conversations that I've had with all the governors indicate that at this point there are no unmet needs. I think everybody is taking this very seriously. We've got pre-positioned all the resources that we need, but right now the key is to make sure that the public is following instructions. For those of you
like herds of animals,
information about how to respond, you can go to ready.gov. That's ready.gov, and that website
government's ready
with all the information that your family needs in terms of how you can prepare for this storm. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all the people who are potentially affected. We are extraordinarily grateful for our first responders, because they're going to be working 24/7 around the clock nonstop. And I want to make sure that our thoughts and prayers go out to all those who may end up dealing with a very difficult situation over the next several days. Last point.
Weeks. Several weeks.
This is going to be a big storm. It's going to be a difficult storm. The great thing about America is when we go through tough times like this, we all pull together. We look out for our friends, we look out for our neighbors, and we set aside whatever issues we may have otherwise to make sure that we respond appropriately and with swiftness, and that's exactly what I anticipate is going to happen here. So I want to thank all the federal teams, state and local teams that are in place. I'm confident that we're ready.
Oh, we know you're ready.
The public needs to prepare for the fact that this is going to take a long time.
Prepare for your hurting.
The good news is we will clean up and we will get through it.
You're going to clean everybody up.